I created a Camtasia.AI project from this single snag capture of the biking form from the Cookbook Plus nutrition accounting application. After dragging and dropping it into the Camtasia.AI user interface, I got a storyboard, a bunch of different scenes. On looking at it, it seemed okay. However, I went ahead and generated a video so I could accurately preview what I did. After the video was produced, I did a quick review.
Welcome to the biking log for Bob. This is where you track all your biking workouts with detailed stats. First, enter the date of your biking workout here to keep your log organized.
Okay, to make a long story short, I found that the call-outs were way too long. That's these guys. There was a lot of errors in the transcription of the narration, and the eye candy action with this guy moving around all the time was a bit excessive. So I decided to download or export the Camtasia project to my local PC, where I edited it into Camtasia. One of the biggest issues was down here where there was control button overview. If you select that scene and look at it, well, text didn't do it really justice, and if you scrub that part of it, let me go in here and find it. There we go, control buttons. If you find it, the mouse action itself didn't really follow stuff well. We'll start here and play it.
Use the check mark to confirm, stop to cancel, and the report button to view your biking summary.
Okay, that was kind of really skimpy on what I wanted. So I did download it and I edited in Camtasia. This is the video as created directly by Camtasia.AI.
Welcome to the biking log form. This form lets you track your biking workouts with details like date, location, and performance metrics. Start by entering the date of your workout in the date field at the top left. Next, select or type your biking location in this location field to keep track of where you rode. Record how long you biked by entering hours and minutes in these fields. Add the distance you covered during your ride in miles to the distance field. The computed average speed is shown here. Note the temperature during your ride to track weather conditions affecting your workout. Enter the wind direction and speed to understand how wind impacted your biking session. Here you can see the calories burned value. For this exercise, calories burned is 388, custom computed based on values entered in your user profile. Use the notes section to add any additional comments or details about your workout. Click this button to add a new biking workout to your biking log. These buttons let to manually save the current record, close the biking form, generate a biking report, or delete exercise workouts.
Before exporting the original project, I had to work through the Camtasia.AI user interface, different scenes, as you see here, and listen to and correct all the narration scripts. This was a little tedious because after every correction, I pretty much had to regenerate the video to make sure it came out. So that took a number of different iterations, maybe half a dozen to 10. It was quite a bit of time. Anyway, after all that was done and the narration was correct, and I did that because the narration really can't be changed in Camtasia because it's already AI generated. But after I did that, I then exported that zip project down to my local PC. This is the project that was downloaded from Camtasia.AI. Here it's loaded into the Camtasia editor. By way of quick description, stuff you see on track 1, that's the background music. Track 2 contains the AI generated voice that you'll hear. This guy is the background that moves around. That's this white thing you see here. Track 4 contains the different scenes of this form as they get moved around. You can see all of them are animated. And track 5 contains a call out that changes, and what I'll do is I'll scrub this a little bit and you can see that call out moving. Anyhow, I found that I had to do quite a bit of editing in order to get this guy to look reasonable when I was finished. I ended up having to reposition this form a lot so that it's basically stayed in view. I had to change the size and animations on these callouts so that they weren't oversized and they were a little more narrow here. Did a lot of work. Probably took me a couple hours to work on all this stuff to get it to where it played out right. Part of that was because I wasn't that familiar with how these are built out. Now I got a better feel for it, but also because it was just a lot of steps. Each one of these things here is a scene and they all had to be worked on. This was that same project after I made all the edits that I thought were necessary. Big change was it on track 4. I removed all the animations that were there. I thought they gave this thing way too much eye candy. I also repositioned the form to the right side of this area so that the call-outs that you'll see in a minute didn't interfere with it too much. But this only worked well when I got rid of all those animations that AI had assigned. Also, on track 5, you'll see that the animations that are there were greatly changed. The reason is that if I scrub, you'll see that the call-outs were all shortened to be basically as long as the text, and they were more narrow up to top to bottom. So they fit better, and they also, for the most part, don't overlap very much with the form itself. So those were changes I made. It probably took me longer than it should have to figure those out, but they were still required to make this semi-acceptable from a playing perspective. This is the video I made from that edited version of the project.
Welcome to the biking log form. This form lets you track your biking workouts with details like date, location, and performance metrics. Start by entering the date of your workout in the date field at the top left. Next, select or type your biking location in this location field to keep track of where you rode. Record how long you biked by entering hours and minutes in these fields. Add the distance you covered during your ride in miles to the distance field. The computed average speed is shown here. Note the temperature during your ride to track weather conditions affecting your workout. Enter the wind direction and speed to understand how wind impacted your biking session. Here you can see the calories burned value. For this exercise, calories burned is 388, custom computed based on values entered in your user profile. Use the notes section to add any additional comments or details about your workout. Click this button to add a new biking workout to your biking log. These buttons let to manually save the current record, close the biking form, generate a biking report, or delete exercise workouts.
I decided to make a version of the project the old-fashioned way, manually without AI support. If I scrub, you can see how the updated project works. I try to follow mostly what AI did, but I cut out an awful lot of the superfluous eye candy and the background music and all those dancing call-outs that really didn't buy me anything. However, that project only took me a half hour to create, edit, and produce, which was a lot less time than the 2 or 3 hours I spent trying to get the AI version to work. Here's the video I produced from that handmade project. We're looking at the biking form. This one's customized for Bob. You enter the date of the exercise in this date field, then the location of the exercise in the location field. You can enter hours and minutes that you spent doing that exercise, along with the distance you covered during that period of time. The form will automatically compute the average speed of the exercise. To help things out, you can record the temperature during the exercise, as well as the wind direction and wind speed. Here you get an accounting of the calories burned during the exercise. In this case, 504 calories for a 1 hour, 7-minute bike ride over 8.7 miles, with an average speed of 7.8 miles an hour. If you want to enter any notes about the exercise, enter them here. You can click this button to add a new workout. You can click this button to save the current record, although any changes are saved automatically. Click the stop sign to close the form. Click this button to create a biking report, or click this button to open a form that lets you delete exercises.